Welcome at my home, Kansas City Nation. Welcome to another episode. You know what I'm going to say. I'm so excited. I know. I'm always very excited. But today I have a very special guest. My sister, Mia Herring, is joining me today. And we're going to talk about being sisters, a little bit about how we grew up. We're going to have some fun. But most importantly, my sister Mia is a realtor at Lake of the Ozarks. And so we're going to talk about what it's like to be a realtor at the lake. So welcome, Mia.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for asking.
Well, I'm so glad you were able to do this because we've been trying to make this happen for like 6 months.
Yes, we have.
We tried to do it remotely, and then she got busy, and then one time I got busy, and today she ended up in Kansas City, and I was like, okay, let's do it today.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I'm so glad you're
Yes.
here. So, are you having a good time?
I'm having an excellent time.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the big elephant in the room because
Yes.
I am the oldest. Mia is number 3 in the
Yes.
line of 4 girls.
Yes.
But can y'all tell that she's sitting taller than me? She is not taller than
I am
me.
not taller.
I just want y'all to know she is not taller. And so I'm trying to figure out, why does she look taller? Am I shrinking because I'm getting old?
No, I don't think that's it.
Is it your hair?
No. I
You
don't
got
think
big
that's
hair
it.
because she got big
I do
hair.
have big
She's
hair.
got big hair.
I do.
Okay, why are you taller? Why do you think you're taller than me?
Can I say that on camera? I think I'm taller.
Why?
I do squats.
That has nothing to do with
Sure it does.
So you're saying you got a big butt and I got a flat butt?
I got muscle butt.
Okay, moving right along. Chris White, you heard that. What is that? What do we got to do for me to gain my height back in this chair? All right, anyway.
Some coasters.
Get me some coasters. Okay, and just so you guys know, this has like been our life. I mean, we are 4 sisters who
Yes.
have like thoroughly enjoyed our life.
Yes.
Whenever we get together, our husbands are like, "Oh my God, all you guys do is sit around and drink coffee and laugh."
And, and that's what we've been doing since I got here.
I was gonna say, and last night, because the other 2 sisters are at home, and my
Yes.
mom is there. They didn't
Yeah.
want to come with us, but yeah, we've been having a great time. So let's just go back. Let's start talking about, what did you do before you became a realtor?
So before I became a real estate agent, I was a lab technician. I was senior lab technician, so for those of you chemists, I did that for 25 years. I worked for Monsanto that became Eastman Chemical. And in 2020, I had 25 years in and I decided to retire. But prior to retirement, my sister suggested that I tried real estate. She said, I just think you'd be good at it. I think you're a people person. I just think that your skill set that you've gained over the years would make you knowledgeable because you're a researcher, you like to research, and so that would be an asset to the real estate industry. And so why don't you try that before you retire so you have something to do, once retirement comes. So in 2015, I got my Illinois real estate license, and I loved it. And I was just doing it part-time, and I loved it.
But she did a lot.
I did
part-time. I mean, like more than what most part-time people. Like most part-time people in real estate, if they sell one house, they're happy. If they don't sell any house, they're like, oh, I'm still a real estate agent. Maybe they'll sell one. But you would do, like your first year, how many houses do you think you sold?
Oh my gosh. Maybe 10 in my first year.
That's a lot for your first year.
My first year.
Part-time.
Yes.
Part-time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wasn't just a buyer agent or a listing agent. I did both. So yeah.
And you worked with a really good team. The guy that you worked for was great.
Yes.
He just was chunking you leads, and he trusted you.
He did. He trusted
you.
me, and I trusted him because he had been in the industry by that time at least 15 years. And so he was like a proven real estate agent. So he had been through the highs and the lows of the market, and I felt that I could learn a lot from him, and I did. I learned a great deal.
Yeah. So fast forward, let's talk a little bit about family, because family is actually what took you to the lake, and not our immediate family, but we got to talk about the Big Warren. Can we talk about the Big Warren?
Absolutely.
Hi, Big Warren. Because I know he'd be upset if we didn't talk about him.
Exactly. So she's mentioning the Big Warren. So Big Warren is my husband. I have a son that we call Little Warren.
Who is the bigger Warren.
Who is the bigger Warren.
But he's not Big Warren.
No, he's not. He's the youngest Warren.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up at the lake. Our family would travel to Lake of the Ozarks at least once a year, and we did that for a very long time, probably maybe over 20 years.
Because you guys are an outdoors family.
We are an outdoors
you
family.
like to, well, not, I don't know about you, but the boys with their dad like to hunt. They like to fish.
Yeah.
If it's turkey season, they're gone. If it's deer season, they're gone. They are outdoors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So hunting, fishing, we camp. They're all athletes, so we were an athletic family, so we spent a lot of time outside. Football, track, baseball, all of those things. And so it was just natural for us to gravitate toward other outdoor things. And it was just amazing. We would go there, we would visit, we'd rent condo, or we'd stay in a hotel, but it always took us to the lake. We always stayed on the lake. I enjoy fishing. Actually, I don't fish as much as my husband. He is a daily fisherman. He is very avid. He fishes for all type of things out there on the water.
That's where they get their groceries.
Yes.
So
yes, we have fish at least twice a week.
When you go to Mia's house, you're either having fish or deer meat.
Yeah.
Or have we had anything else?
Other kinds of seafood he didn't catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually it's something that he has caught himself. And he's very good with preparation. And you've learned how to cook. And
he is an excellent cook.
Yeah. Sometimes it scares my husband. He's like, okay,
what are we eating?
What are we eating tonight?
What are we
eating tonight?
So we ended up at the lake. We purchased our first condo at the lake in 2015. And we had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom there in the complex that we're in now, actually. And then we decided that if we were going to stay at the lake more often, we needed a bigger space so that our boys could come. And so we ended up buying a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom condo there at the lake in the same complex that we're in now, because we just love the area. And so we've been there ever since. So
it's beautiful. So when we go, sometimes when we have girls' weekend, she lets us have like the master bedroom. You open up the drawer and you can just like see the lake. I mean, they have like the best spot on the lake. It's just so beautiful. So, and you guys do a lot of lake activities. I mean, you have like how many boats, how many jet skis? Because you're not just like condo people. You got stuff. You got the toys.
If we were going to be at the water, we were going to make sure we were on the water. Okay. So we have 2 jet skis, we have a bass boat, and we have a tri-tune, which we are now selling. Because he wants a bigger boat.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
So he's getting a cruiser. We're in the market of looking for a cruiser right now. He wants a bigger boat just so we can enjoy the lake even more. So we thought then
that's going to be a bigger one so that Bill will want to get on it when he comes down there. Yeah.
Well, right now we're at 25. So our tri-tune is like a 25-foot tri-tune. So it's nice. It's a nice size tri-tune. But he wants a bigger boat.
You go, boy.
So that's what we're doing. Yeah, and we're trying to, the one that we're moving up to now, he wants it to have a cuddy cabin, so you can go down, and then there'll be 2 bedrooms down there, and like refrigerator, microwave, stove, all the necessities, air, generator for air for the summer, and then heat if we decide to go out later in the winter. Yeah. Then we'll have heat while we're out on the water.
Nice. Can't wait.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I'm glad you're excited.
Waiting for next summer.
So when that invitation comes up, come on, come stay on the boat.
Do I have to wait for an invitation?
No.
I get to show up, right? I'm the big sister.
Just call me and make sure I'm there.
Make sure, that's right, because you still go back and forth, right?
I do. We go back and forth. So my boys still live in Illinois, even though we're in
Missouri. And you still have your Illinois license. So
I still have my Illinois license. Okay. I still have my Illinois license. My Missouri license, I obtained that in 2021 and love it. I love real estate at the lake, but we do go back. I still am a worship leader at our church. Okay. So I go back quite often. Yep.
So now let's talk about real estate at the lake, because you and I have had a few conversations, and I feel like it's different than just like selling your average suburban home in Overland Park, Kansas, like I do. Tell me how that was different for you. What is different, and what would I have to learn, I guess, if I'm going to become a real estate agent at the lake?
So I didn't jump into real estate at the lake right away because I wanted to make sure that my knowledge for the area was enough to help my clients. I didn't want to hinder my clients, and I didn't want to misspeak or to not know what I needed to know in order to sell a house or a condo at the lake. So the Documentation is different. People who normally sell a home and or a condo, it comes with a doc, which contains a slip. And there are documentation that has to be done for that. There are inspections that have to be, certain inspections for that. Ameren sometimes has to get involved if people are wanting to obtain a doc for a property that's not already there. And I didn't know any of that, you know? So I had to kind of learn what all selling real estate at the lake really meant before I really got into it.
Okay, and you did some of that just by buying your own real estate there.
Sure did.
Like two condos there.
Yep.
You guys have owned multiple slips because you got more than one. Always had more than one boat.
We have.
Yeah, yep.
We have. So some of that did come with, you know, purchasing or being
firsthand
involved in that whole process. And actually, my sister was involved in the second condo that we purchased because she was there. We went, and I just needed another eye on the property. What do you think about this? And that was just, you know, what do you think about the inside? What do you think we should ask? And she was like, well, do your research.
That wasn't very helpful, was it?
But
I'm on vacation, do your research.
Right. But it was helpful because it forced me to do my research. And not only did I learn something, I think you probably learned a few things too, just in that transaction. But she was very, very helpful. Yeah. And that kind of just piqued my interest a little bit more because I was like, oh my gosh, we need to know all of these things.
I think Big Warren thought we were going to muck it up, and he was ready to
buy
it.
He thought, just buy it. But we're like, hang on.
Calm down.
At that time, I was at least an Illinois real estate agent, so I was kind of like, we don't want to seem too eager.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is it.
But it was wonderful. The transaction went great, went off without a hitch. The sellers were impeccable, actually, with the way they kept that condo. And now that we've bought it, and it's more like if we sold it now, we would actually, we've increased our investment, I want to say at least 3 times over.
Because you guys have made it your own.
We have made it our own.
You bought it as is, but you've done some things to it.
We have.
So Mia, you know, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you bought both of these condos, weren't they kind of like what we call whisper listings? I mean, were either one of them actually on the market? Do most people buy a great condo like that, you know, on the market? Are people like kind of close-knit in the community and everybody knows who wants to buy what? And you need to have a real estate agent who has their ear to the ground so that you know, right?
Yes. So the first condo that we purchased, the 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, it was actually listed. It was a listing. We had decided we were going to travel to Lake of the Ozarks. We were going to spend the weekend there, and we weren't going to leave until we bought ourselves a condo. We looked at 20. And 12 of them we looked at in one day. And the very last condo that we saw was the one that we ended up buying. It was amazing. It was right on the lake. The view was there. It came with the boat slip that we needed at the time. And it was just it was too good to pass up. When we left the lake, we were under contract.
I'm going to chuckle because you bought it turnkey, right?
It was turkey.
And so when they say turkey, they mean they leaving everything, the salt, the pepper, everything.
We had sugar, we had
went down
coffee.
there 2 weeks later. It was like, all this came with it. We were like,
everything.
They left everything.
When I opened up a drawer, there were some reading glasses. It was.
They just packed up their clothes and left.
Needless to say, some of the things we did not keep, we did get rid of.
You kept that bun coffee maker forever.
I sure did. I kept that bun coffee maker until it broke down, and when it did, I told my husband I need another one. Yeah. He bought me another one. But the second condo, so there are certain condominiums in complexes that people say are hard to come by. So in the complex we're in, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, what they call a townhome, they're not very many of them because there's only so many in each building in this complex, and so that's what we really wanted. And 2 of them got away from us, but I decided I was going to, instead of posting, you know how people post things for sale, I decided I was going to post that my husband and I were looking for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. We're eager to buy it, show it to us. I put that on the bulletin board there at in the clubhouse at Bay Point Village. I put it on the board at Bay Point Village in the clubhouse, and just waited just to see. And I think it was 2 days later, I got a phone call, and that was when you guys were there visiting.
Yep.
I got a phone call, and they said, hey, we're getting ready to put it on the market. We haven't listed it yet, but we do have that 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's in this particular building. If you're interested, our agent can show you. And we were like, we'll come see it. So we went and looked at it.
And
And
it was
we bought.
like, we walked in, we saw those views, we were like, but it's really nice.
Yes,
it's just,
I love it.
I didn't think anything could be nicer than the first one, the view, you know, but the second one is amazing because from almost every bedroom, you have like that Great Lake view, and you can walk out on, you have 2 decks, because you didn't have 2 decks before.
We did not,
yeah.
we just had the one, but you have 2
So
decks.
it's just really, really nice.
Yep.
Awesome. So Mia, let's say there are people out there who are interested in saying, I want to become an agent at a lake property, because we have other lakes around here where you can, you know, people can purchase property. What do you think are like the top 1, 2, maybe 3 things that a person needs to know before they should start selling real estate at a lake?
So the first thing you need to know is the area that surrounds the lake. There are good areas and there are bad areas in every community. It is no different at Lake of the Ozarks. Everybody thinks, oh, if I get on the lake, I'm good. You know, this property is going to be amazing. And when I say good and bad areas, then you have to look at the water. So if I'm going to have a boat and it's in this cove, can I get my boat out in the spring? Because water levels are going to drop. Am I gonna? How long is it going to take for the water level to creep up so that I can actually get my boat out on the water? Those are the things you need to, you need to know. How, just because the age of a home is listed, it doesn't always dictate what the buyers or sellers, previous sellers, have done to that home to maintain it. So it's always good to know not only just the area, but how that particular area affects the weathering of these homes and what you're actually going to be getting into, or what your buyers are going to be getting into. So research is probably always key when it comes to selling properties on any lake, anywhere, on water, anywhere.
Okay.
I don't know how I can stress that enough,
Good to know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your current project, because you've now moved into doing new home construction, and I'm not even going to try to remember to pronounce the name of the area you're working in, but it's beautiful. I've seen the videos, and I can't wait to get down there and see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the new construction condominium complex that I'm the sales manager over is the Reserve at Isla del Sol. It's a 30-unit complex for now. The seller developer does have, he has plans to add other buildings there. When that's going to happen, we're not sure, but of course the market always dictates how things develop, how quickly they develop, and how much a seller developer is going to put into that development. So right now we're on building 1, and we're working on getting all those units sold. It is amazing. The views are amazing. We're at between mile marker 2 and 3. And all you have is nothing but straight main channel view.
Because now, remind me, doesn't it when you say it's the aisle, it's like definitely like you drive out to get to the building, right?
Yes,
So it's like
it is,
sitting out here in the middle of the water.
It
it's
is
not
the
like,
only habitable island at the lake.
Okay.
So, so there's other islands out there. They're smaller, but this one was large enough to put some complexes on.
Yeah.
It used to, so there's a causeway there that you can drive across in order to get to the island, and that used to not be there, and I can't remember how many years ago it's been, but there used to be a ferry that would take you from one side to the other so you could get to the island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And so things are going good?
They're going really well.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm excited.
As a new home agent now, along with everything else you have to know about the lake, I mean, I really think that this feeds into you, because I feel like you're like a very analytical person. You're a very detailed person, but I know a lot of times when I'm talking to you, you like are doing like a lot of like little details and fine tuning, and you got to do a lot of work with title companies. I always hear you talk about doing a lot of work with title companies.
Yes. So when you title, you're titling the property, of course, you know, you're changing title from seller to your buyer, but you also have to remember that there are other things that go along with that, whether it's a separate garage, whether it is a boat slip, if they're purchasing one. So all of those things have to be conveyed properly to the buyer, so that when they go back to sell it, these things are all joined in with the property that they purchased.
Nice, nice. You having fun?
Yes.
Glad you did it?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm glad you did it too, because I think you've done an amazing job. I mean, for somebody who's had such a short tenure, I'm going to say full-time in real estate, you have just like done amazing. I mean, first of all, she's probably sold everybody in our family that lives in Illinois a house.
I have.
All the kids have houses now, you know, because Aunt Mia has helped them become homeowners. But I mean, I think that's great. I think that's, you know, you let them not be afraid, you know, your boys, you let them not be afraid to purchase a house. Our sister's kids, you help them not be afraid to purchase a house. And I think that's fantastic.
I think people think home ownership is a scary thing. Especially the younger generation, they think that, you know, oh my gosh, I'm gonna buy this $300,000 house, and you know, they don't want the whole 300 today.
Yeah,
that's what I tell them. They don't want it today. What you have to do, because I mean, it's so daunting. You don't think about it. You've got 30 years or 25 years or 20 or however you and your lender go about figuring it out. But what they're most afraid of is the unknown. So I was like, well, let's pull the covers back off of that. Let's go see. Let's know what it is that you don't know, and then make a decision from that. Don't make it out of fear. You know, make it out of, you know, knowing what's happening with your finances and what I need to do to make it so I can own this home. And let's get there and let's do that. And so that's the thing that I really enjoy about working, especially with younger buyers, is to help them know you can really do this. Yeah. But let's get with the lender. The worst thing he's going to tell you is not now. The lender will probably just never tell you flat out no. They will never tell you no. Yeah. They will say not now. But in order for me to help you obtain your goal of home ownership, this is what you need to do. And so let me help you get there. And I love lenders who take the time out to do that.
Absolutely.
I love that. I will never partner a buyer, especially a younger buyer, with someone who's not on the other end of helping them become a homeowner.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, I that's what I tell my buyers all the time. The answer is never going to be no. It's always going to be not now. And like even now, I have a few younger buyers who I'm going to say like are on the back burner, and we touch base every now and then and just kind of check and see where they are, because even though interest rates, I'm going to say, are a lot different today than they were a few years back. You know, home ownership is still the fastest way. I mean, real estate is still the fastest way to create wealth in this country.
Yes,
and so,
it is.
you know, 7%, I mean, when interest rates grow up and your house note goes up, guess what else goes up? Rent.
Yes.
Rent doesn't stay down here. Rent comes up here.
It
So,
sure does.
you know, it's still apples to apples, and you just can't be afraid of that. So, yeah, good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, normally this is a place where we do like rapid fire, and I ask people like, what's their favorite restaurant here? Blah, blah. You haven't spent enough time in Overland Park, Kansas City, I don't think, to create a favorite. So we're going to talk, what's your favorite memory growing up in our household?
My favorite memory growing up.
Oh my God, that was quick. You already got
Christmas.
One? Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, at our house.
Christmas at our house it would have to be the first Christmas that we moved into the house that my mom and dad built.
The second house.
The second house that they built. It was a larger home.
I'm sorry, was I there?
At Christmas?
That doesn't mean I was there. I wasn't. I don't have a room in that house.
No, I don't. This is what I remember. You asked me about my memory.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It's not about me. It's about you.
I just remember them coming to wake us up that morning, and I opened the door, and my mom, she's you have to know my mom.
Mrs. Claus.
She is Mrs. Claus. I mean, she had Christmas trees in every room. We had a little Christmas tree in our bathroom even. I remember that she decorated every room in that, and she still does to this day. But that particular Christmas, I had never seen so many Christmas trees in the house. And this is something that she was doing over time. So she probably started in August, I want to say.
She's gonna get you. She's gonna get you.
It's never changed.
Yeah.
But this particular Christmas, it was me, was Lori. I don't think you hadn't come in yet. You hadn't shown.
I'm sure we were coming. I'm sure we were going to be there.
You just hadn't made it to the house yet. So we throw open the doors, and they had Christmas tree. They had a Christmas tree in our foyer, which was the largest Christmas tree ever because it almost touched that chandelier. So she has an open foyer. Open the door, get ready to run down the stairs, but we can't because they've got the presents coming out from under the Christmas tree up the stairs.
Okay. We did Christmas big at our house. I'm just telling you.
It was huge, and I think that was one of my fondest memories. And it wasn't because of all the gifts. It was just how we had transitioned from the other house to now this larger home that my parents could afford because they were diligent in their goal. And I'm saying this now, obviously at that time I did not realize it, but looking back on it, it was like how they never stopped to reach the goal that they wanted. This was the house this was the house of their dreams. And it was not a cookie cutter house. This was one that they orchestrated, I could say, themselves. And so everything in that house was my mom and dad in that home.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Daddy paid for it. Your mom designed it. Your daddy. Sorry, Mom.
But it was amazing. And that Christmas just really highlighted what they had done.
Yeah. Christmases at our house were always fun. I think even our husbands will say that Christmases at Mom and Dad's house were always fun.
Always fun.
Yeah.
Always amazing.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Mia, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a pleasure. I hope that you guys all learned something. You know, I have several clients that are working with Mia right now, just kind of scouting out what's going to be what's happening at the lake. I think you got people coming down next weekend.
They are coming down weekend in October. One weekend in October.
She's helped them secure some place to stay while they're there for the weekend and going to get out and look at some. So yeah, if you are interested in looking at maybe a second home at the lake, you know, then give me a call. She knows it. She knows her stuff, and she's ready to help you. So, Sissy, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Give me a hug.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I love you. Hey, at my Kansas City Nation, until next time, you make it a great day.